The first thing, let me show you the function wizard. Here we have in front of the box which shows the name of a cell, right in front of that there is button which looks something like fx, and it is the function wizard. So if you click this function wizard, you can see a dialog box that looks something like this, where you can see all the functions which are available inside this software, which you can use to calculate different things easily and quickly. And they have characterized all these functions to be used in formulas. For example, if you go to date and time, you can see that there's a quite a few functions here that you can use to calculate numbers, calculate things related to dates. And you can see a sample over here that date function is a function which lets you input a date inside some cell using a formula where the first parameter is the year, the second one is the month, and the third one is the day of that month. Let's look at this one. So it returns the sequential date of the month as an integer in relation to the date value. So let's actually start making a spreadsheet where we will enter the biodata of students, where we have information about different things about those people. I'm going to give the name to this spreadsheet by merging the first row and typing in biodata, detailed information of students, right? So then we are going to write in some names. These are some of the names that we have. And so then I'm going to input a serial number column here. I'm going to input the serial numbers, and I'm going to use the autofill to fill in 10 spaces for names. So these are some names. And let me give you another quick example of autofill. So if I were to input odd numbers, I would enter 1 and 3, then I would use this small rectangle, this small square, to fill in odd numbers. So if I were to enter 1, 0, then 5, so I will be getting the list of all the numbers with a difference of 5, like 5, 10, 15, 20. So autofill is really useful thing, and it also allows you to input names, like name of the days. So Monday, and then if I have written Tuesday and I want to autofill, I can use this, and it will let me fill in all the names of the days as well. So autofill is really important. You must be familiar with autofill. It lets you automatically fill in the formulas as well, which is probably more than important and necessary for us. Okay, so let's type in the date of birth, and I'm just going to use randomly some like 01/01/1990, because we write the month first and then we write the date. This is the international format for writing dates. We have got some random date of births for all the people. So for example, I am a company who is hiring people who have to check people for their age. The first thing that they could do was that on the date of deadline, they could calculate the, for example, they require the applicants to be of maximum 25 years of age. So they could say that, for example, this is the deadline. If we subtract 25 years from this deadline, this would be the date. Anyone below this date of birth would be considered above the required age. But what if the company required the actual date in years, right? So I would be using the date function. Let's look in the function wizard where we want to find out the number of years. So this is the function calculates the number of years in a specific period. So you have to mention the start date and the end date. This is the starting date, and the ending date would be, let's say we are considering today as the ending date. If you type in this formula, C4 is the cell which holds the starting date from where we want to calculate the number of years, and this is today's date, right? And type 0 means the time interval. So I'm going to autofill this for rest of the cells. Now I can see that I can see the age in years for everyone. So what if for a person who was born in like this. So what if I reduce this to December? So you can see going back from 28th January to 1st of December 2020, just going almost 1 month back, the number of years have reduced from 31 to 30, because number of years are calculated from a specific date to a specific date, right? You can also calculate the age in days. So let's calculate that. So here you can enter the same formula, where C4 holds the starting date and the ending date is 28th January 2021. So here I'm going to type in days, and it requires the date to be in reverse order. So I'm going to use the ending date first, and then I'm going to use the final date. And now you can see the age of this person in number of days, right? So you can actually tell for yourself as well how many days have it been since you've been alive or you were born, right? So this is the number of days. So why I'm showing you the days feature, because it is really difficult to calculate the number of days for two different dates using simple mathematics or calculator or on your in your mind. So this is a really handy feature where you can actually tell the. All right, so this is how you calculate the number of days for two different dates, and this is how you calculate the number of years. So here I'm going to type in average age, and in front of it I'm going to use the formula average, and I'm going to use the range for all of these cells to calculate the average age of my employees. This is how you calculate the average. Average, by the way, is a statistical. So if you go to this fx and you go to statistics formulas, you will see average is, because it starts with an a, it is right in front of the and on top of the list. And there are so many other statistics functions, because statistics allows you to understand the numbers much better than just by having to look at them. So there is another thing which is quite often used, which is called median age. And median age is the age which is nearest to the. So just like that, because we have even number of samples here, 10 samples, let's sort this list based on the age in years. Okay, so let's sort this list in ascending order based on the age in years, and we want the sorting to happen in such a way that, for example, this line, maybe this line 28, if this line has to go on top of the, this 28 has to go on top of this list, the name Ijaz also goes on top of the list, and this 10,427, this also goes on top of the list, right? So this is something which may be new to some of you, that it is possible to sort a two-dimensional array, that a table that looks something like this, based on only one column. We can sort this, and we can sort it in such a way that complete rows are shifted from one row location to some other row location. Some of the complete rows are going to go down, some of the complete rows are going to go up, based on one value in only one column. So let's try and do that. There is ascending sort, this button, and there is descending sort, which is this button. But we are not interested in these automatic sorting things. We are interested in sorting this in slightly advanced manner. So I'm going to use from the data menu, I'm going to use the sort option. It will show me a dialog box in which it is showing me sort key. So I'm going to select the sort key as column D instead of column B. So now I'm using column D as a key factor for sorting this table, right? So this is the ascending order, so I'm pressing OK. So now you can see that the Ejaz and 28 and 10,427, they have all come, the complete row has come on top of this table. And the person who was the oldest in the list, Mumtaz, his age was 32, and he automatically came. And similarly, there are two people who have the same age, 32. So it has sorted based on the second key that it has sorted on is the B, you can say, because it was unspecified. It was column B, and it has sorted within the age 32. F is coming before M, right? It is still in. Similarly, three of these have the same age, 31, and they are sorted in A, D, and Z inside the 31 age. So next, another frequently used statistical formula is standard deviation. Standard deviation lets you see the diversity or kind of deviation in the data set. So if the numbers are scattered more, this number is going to be more. If the numbers are compressed together, the samples are really close together on the number line, this number will be small. So this is one way you can tell the scattering of data using standard deviation as well. Then there are mathematical functions. Let's calculate the years from days. How can we calculate years from days? We can simply take the age in days and divide them by 365, let's say. You will get an age which shows you the exact fraction of the year this person is. For example, this person, with respect to 28th January, which is today, and he was born in March 3rd, 1991. So his age is just 2 months behind completing the 30th year, right? So he is 29.92 years old, which is much more than 29. So what if we were interested in finding out dates in this format? So we are able to do that by dividing the number age in days with 365. Okay, but I am only interested in seeing the one decimal place result for this number, but it is giving me a very long list of decimal places which I'm really not interested in. So I am going to modify this formula, because you can actually use functions and formulas for various things in the same equation, you can say. So I am using a function and a formula in the same cell value. So you can see how it is done. I'm rounding off the result of whatever result of E4 divided by 365 was, and I'm rounding it off to one decimal place value, and it is giving me the same result but rounding off up to the only the first decimal place, and I'm going to autofill the rest of the values. And you can see that you can tell this person is just 31 years and zero point 0.1 years above 31, but this person is also 31, but he is zero point 0.8 years above 31 years. So he is definitely older than this person, right? By 0.7 years. Round function is an example of mathematical function. So